Okay, let's talk about Legends communication, how we communicate with everyone throughout our teams and throughout the company, and the best way to get information, to ask questions, and where to find stuff. So, the ways we communicate with you: emails, that's our biggest one. If you ever need to contact anyone on the corporate team, an email is always the best. So, make sure you are checking your emails regularly. We have a couple of different kinds of emails. We do prefer to always use a Legends Boxing email instead of personal emails. Um, the your name ones at legendboxing.com, so it's usually first name dot last name. Owners, the corporate team, head coaches are going to have that kind of email. Our account and gym managers use the location one, so like Lehigh at legendsboxing.com. And then member coaches can access the team location email, so like team.trolleysquare at legendsboxing. And they'll use that to access the help site, and that's where the daily workouts are. So we'll talk about that more in a minute. But emails, please check your emails regularly. Remember to reply all when it's appropriate so that nobody misses any of the information that they need. Slack. If you've never used Slack before, it is a business communication tool. It's an app on your desktop and on your phone, basically a texting platform where you can communicate with anyone within the Legends franchise. And there's different groups or channels as they're called, and I'll show you that in more detail next. We also do a ton of group calls, lots of open communication, lots of group brainstorming and helping each other out, which is really great. The Help Hub is a private Google website just for Legends Boxing. Like I mentioned, the daily workouts are there, but there's also lots of great training information on that website as well. And then finally, we do have Facebook books or groups, not books, Facebook groups, where information is also put out to our different groups. So let's go into more detail on these. First, let's talk about Slack. So this is what Slack looks like, the app on my laptop. So again, here are the channels, and there's lots of different channels. You don't have to be a part of all of them. Obviously, you'd only want to be the ones that are applicable to your position in the gym. So everyone is a member of the general group, which is what we're looking at here in this screenshot. And then you just can either join or be invited to. You'll notice some of those have the little lock. Those are private channels that you have to be invited to. But other ones with just the hashtag, you can join yourself if you think that would be helpful to you. In Slack, you can also direct message, which is really nice if you're trying to reach someone at a different gym. Maybe it's an out-of-state gym. You don't necessarily know their email and just need to get them a quick message. You can find their name, search for it, and send them a direct message, which is basically like a text. So I'm actually going to exit out of this presentation and go to Slack Live so you can see just a few other things. So this is Slack right here. I'm on the account managers channel here, and just want to show you one main thing. So when you're responding to posts in the channels, so here's an example of not the best way to do it. So Lauren here asked a question, and then people put their replies in the thread or in the channel itself. So they just typed their reply down in here, hit enter, and then that goes to the entire channel. So each one of these people in this channel are going to get an alert for. So it kind of clutters up the channel to do it this way. The better way is to select that comment and either just a quick reaction with an emoji or to reply in a thread. So if I click on that, then I can reply here, and that'll go directly to Lauren instead of the entire channel. And then, if people want to see it, I can show you one here where Brooke asked a question and I replied in a thread, and you can view that thread and it'll pop over here and you can see the whole thread. So if someone on the channel wants to, they totally can, but then we're not getting a ton of alerts and a ton of clutter in the channel itself. So that's kind of a best practice for Slack. Let me go back here and let's go on to group calls. So like I said, we do a lot of these because we want a lot of open communication and up-to-date information. So Mary Mallier, our Vice President of Operations, she does a lot of calls with the franchisees. And those are divided into different points along the path of being a Legends franchisee. So pre-lease, post-lease, and then an open gym group. And those are happening about bi-weekly, sometimes weekly, depending on what's happening in those processes. But lots of group calls for franchisees. Andrew Scott, our national head coach, does a lot of calls, a weekly call with coaches. And that's all coaches, member coaches, every gym, the entire Legends organization. Every coach gets on those calls. And he also does calls with head coaches as well, more one-on-one stuff. I do group calls every week with our account and gym managers. I'm Terry Herman, the national account manager. So just like Andrew, I have weekly calls with this group of people where we do training and talk about updates and information that they need. I also do calls with our intake specialists every week. And if you don't know what that is, they work for corporate but are basically second account managers for gyms to use on hours that their account or gym manager is not on shift. So lots of group calls, and we also offer one-on-one calls anytime. If you need some extra help or want to talk through something, you can always send our headquarter team a quick email and we'll schedule one-on-one calls anytime. I do a lot of one-on-one calls with brand new account managers and gym managers just to train and get things settled in and answer questions, stuff like that. So lots of calls. This is what the Help Hub or the Help site, you'll hear it referred to as both, what it looks like. And the main thing here under the coaches tab is going to be our daily workout. So the coaches use this website every day. Every day, Andrew posts the workout for that day. He usually does about a week at a time. But also within those workouts are links to YouTube videos of how to do that exercise or how to run that type of drill or whatever it is. Tons of information here so that the coaches run really great classes. There's also a lot of training information under the account and gym manager tab, some sales training, reference books like links to our lead management playbook and sales playbook, stuff like that. And of course, there's also some club ready training here, lots of videos of how to do different things in Club Ready. So a really useful resource, this Help Hub. And lastly here, a Facebook group. So we have two Facebook groups. There's the Owners Club, and of course this is just for franchisees, just for owners. And then everyone else, including owners, are going to join the Legends Tribe and Culture group. And so we post things, fun things there, questions about products, like do you like this shirt better than this shirt? Which one should we order? Just stuff like that, and information about events, etc. So that is how we communicate across the entire Legends franchise, getting information to our teams, because most problems in business come from a lack of information. So we're really big on communication and getting everybody the info they need. Cool. Thanks.